Fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, fresh, freshy, flex, fresh, hell my left, got with cafe breath.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Before I get them, Lord.
Activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit, activate.
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit, activate.
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
hey.
Hi. Hi. I was coming. I had to use the restroom, okay? And then I had to run outside real quick. It's my churn mother's birthday. So I had to, because all my churn, all of more money so they could go get her something. I'm like, y'all are horrible people. All of you guys are horrible people. First of all, why y'all putting all the pressure on me if like I already got her something? Gross. It's like all of you guys are you're too old for this now. Okay, this was cute as a child, but now that y'all on your way to adulthood, this ain't cute anymore. It's not cute anymore. Like make her something, or something like that. Okay, because this is gross. Like y'all waited to the day of, like, hey, can you cash out me cup? No, no. How about that? Kiss me outside. How about that? So here flip. So I'm like, yeah, no. What do you know? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't have anything for you. So yeah. So they all hit me up in unison at school. So I'm, oh, Dad, can you sing some? Because, oh, help me, please. So I'm just like, oh, whatever. So I said all of them $2 a piece. Hair flip, big dots. So yeah, they tried it. So I'm just like, oh, you guys are horrible people. Like all of you guys are horrible. Like I've been got or something. I'm like, yeah, you guys are pretty bad people. You guys swear you care about her so much. I can't tell. I can't tell. So yes, hair flip. So I love y'all. I need to turn this off because it bothers me. So yes, so I love you guys. I really do. We are here for an update on everything going on with Shanquella. Rest in peace to Shanquella Robinson. Girl, we love you, girl. Soar high, girl. We got your back. Okay, we got your back. So yes, so there's been some, updates in what's going on and whatnot. I'm choosing to deal in fact. So if you don't have any facts, I'm not going to talk about it. Now, if you send me a little piece of information, well, we throw it on Instagram and get people's thoughts and throw it on the community feed here on YouTube and get people's thoughts. We absolutely will, but we won't be covering it like it's truth because with a lot of these blogs, it's not truth. Okay. It's just a bunch of he said, she said. and I find that gross. It's no different than conspiracies. There is a time and a place for that. But again, this is serious. That someone lost their life. A family is looking for a way to find some type of peace, and we just don't think this just ain't a game. Like, this is not a game of Clue, or anything like that. And I think a lot of people are kind of treating it that way. They just post anything, discuss anything, and I think it's gross. So we're gonna deal in fact, and where I see her mama and her daddy, Salamandra and Bernard. Hey, Bernard, where I see them at, that's fact to me. Okay, those are her parents. Okay, girl. A bunch of people say, oh, this person did this, and this person did that, and this person did this, and this person did that. Again, if it's not coming from the sources, themselves, the people that were involved, the people that were there, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. So I'm sorry. It's hard to take, the internet serious, because I feel that a lot of times just anything is posted, and people just run with it, and it has no truth, backing it. It's just someone running forward with an opinion. People put opinions and stuff on Twitter and, IG and all these other places, and Periscope and TikTok and Snapchat and, all of these. That's just their opinion. Okay. Y'all got to stop hearing stuff. And because you heard it somewhere, you feel like it's fact. No, you heard an opinion somewhere. And now this situation is occurring, the topic, that was at hand. So what you're remembering doesn't mean you're remembering a fact. Okay. A lot of times, especially on like YouTube and other places, you're just remembering an opinion. Okay. Y'all got that real bad. Y'all like, oh, I just heard about this the other day. So no, you heard an opinion the other day. Okay. The video that I just dropped yesterday, when I say that Salamandra or Bernard or Quilla, the actual family members, that's fact. Because that is what they said. The mother said that when she talked to her daughter, Salamandra, she said when she spoke to her, which I believe was the first day of arrival, that's fact. Stuff like that, that's fact. We're not going to run with an opinion. Okay, so a lot of stuff I said yesterday in my video, again, I had an opinion. It does not make it fact, because Sean said it. Like, no, it's my opinion that I feel that Shanquella was set up. I feel that she was set up before she even got there. That's my opinion. That's just how I feel. Okay. That's not a fact. Okay. But it is my opinion. I feel that way. But again, I wasn't there. I wasn't around any of these parties. So I can't tell you anything about what happened besides what we know publicly. Is all I can tell you, So that's what we're going to do. We're going to deal in fact. So if you have some information, you want to send it to my IG, something that I haven't seen or something that I don't know. Again, it's okay if it's an opinion, because we can play with that, like elsewhere. But we're trying to keep it as factual as possible. Okay. So I love you guys. All right. Now I'm going to jump into your comments. There's a lot of y'all here. Y'all real deep. Oh, I hope y'all hitting the like. Oh, let me check. Oof. Y'all, if y'all not hitting the like, Michael Jackson third cousin, twice removed, is about to come sing for y'all and let y'all know why folk come. Y'all should be hitting the like. Oh, it's only 158 likes, not 159 because I just liked it. And I'm taking my like away. No, it's too many of y'all for me to be liking my own video. Do y'all want me to go get Michael Jackson cousin? Because I could go get Michael Jackson cousin. I absolutely can. Hit the like, please. Please, please, please. Okay, it's free. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'll go get him. Y'all talk about some no in the chat. Are y'all sure? Are y'all sure? My goodness. You sure? Because y'all ain't hitting that like. So, y'all talking about hit it. I love y'all. So hit that like. I'll go get her. She ain't doing nothing. No, but smoke a crack. That's all she doing. So I'll go get her. It's not a problem. What I was about to say, why did I become blurry? Gross. Okay, so we doing red light. Let me turn on the lights. I had a headache earlier. It's gone now, so maybe it's because the light is gone. So let's get into some facts again. So family pushing for answers after daughter died during trip to Mexico. Now, let's get into this article. A North Carolina family is mourning the loss of their daughter weeks after she didn't return home from a trip to Mexico. Parents Bernard and Salamandra Robinson said their daughter, 25, Shanquella Robinson, left. Hold on, just got notification. Okay, never mind. Left Charlotte on a trip to Cabo, Mexico, with a group of friends on October 29th. Sadly, they would never see their daughter alive again. Now, her parents interviewed with what was it, WBTV or something like that? I don't know, it was a new station, but I believe this is one fair use. We're gonna get into it. I believe this is one of the
own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales.
Be quiet.
To get our best deals.
No, be quiet. Let me put up my banner real quick, and we're gonna listen to this short interview by her parents. I believe this is it. I believe this is the short interview that she did, or they did with the new station. So copyright claim, disclaimer, okay. Educational purposes only.
Get in.
Tonight at 11, the Charlotte family is trying to figure out what happened to their 25-year-old daughter. Shanquella Robinson's parents say she took a trip to Mexico last month with a group of friends. Her friends made it back, but she didn't. They say she was found dead. They were told what happened, but they tell me tonight they're not buying it.
I just sit back and wait on God, because like I say, she's going to get justice.
A mystery in Mexico. How did a weekend with friends turn into a nightmare?
Something is not adding up right here.
Bernard and Salamandra Robinson say their daughter, 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson, traveled with friends from Charlotte to Cabo, Mexico on October the 28th.
I spoke with her Friday evening. She was having dinner. And I never spoke with her again.
The next day, their world changed.
On Saturday evening, they called and said she wasn't feeling well, and they was going to call a doctor. But when they called, the doctor hadn't arrived yet, but they said she had alcohol poisoning.
They say they were told their daughter died from alcohol poisoning, but they don't believe that. They say they've heard different stories, and none of them add up.
We received the autopsy report on Thursday, and it said that her neck had been broke, and she had a spinal cord was cracked. So that took it to a whole nother level.
In a statement, the U.S. Department of State said, quote, "We are aware of these reports. Protecting the welfare of U.S. citizens overseas is among our top priorities. Out of respect for the privacy of those involved, we have no further comment at this time." Shanquella's body arrived back in Charlotte on Thursday.
She had a heart of gold. She didn't mistreat nobody.
I mean, I can't even be a grandfather. Can't even walk her down the aisle. She gone.
Weeks later, questions remain.
We're not gonna.
Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure they ain't trying to strike me. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I think we're okay. Okay, I think we should be okay. Okay, from what I see, because I'm just like, what is going on? So we should be okay. We should be within our rights. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to it. We should be okay from what I saw. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. That was Salamandra and Bernard, Lysandra, Shanquella's mother and father, Salamandra Robinson and Bernard Robinson, was who that were. So we're gonna get into because I'm gonna get into the rest of that.
Hyundai Getaway sales event.
Hurry again. So yeah, we're gonna finish listening to that, and for the people that didn't hear from the beginning, I'll just play it over. Right, slay girl, because I thought they was trying to get me. I'm like, well, they're trying to get me, girl. They're trying to get me, you. I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Pause, and you need to start that over. Thank you.
Five-year-old daughter. Shanquella Robinson's parents say she took a trip. A Charlotte family is trying to figure out what happened to their 25-year-old daughter. Shanquella Robinson's parents say she took a trip to Mexico last month with a group of friends. Her friends made it back, but she didn't. They say she was found dead. They were told what happened, but they tell me tonight they're not buying it.
I just sit back and wait on God, because like I say, she's going to get justice.
A mystery in Mexico. How did a weekend with friends turn into a nightmare?
Something is not adding up right here.
Bernard and Salamandra Robinson say their daughter, 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson, traveled with friends from Charlotte to Cabo, Mexico on October the 28th.
I spoke with her Friday evening. She was having dinner. And I never spoke with her again.
The next day, their world changed.
On Saturday evening, they called and said she wasn't feeling well, and they was going to call a doctor. But when they called, the doctor hadn't arrived yet, but they said she had alcohol poisoning.
They say they were told their daughter died from alcohol poisoning, but they don't believe that. They say they've heard different stories, and none of them add up.
We received the autopsy report on Thursday, and it said that her neck had been broke, and she had a back spinal what was cracked. So that took it to a whole nother level.
In a statement, the U.S. Department of State said, quote, "We are aware of these reports. Protecting the welfare of U.S. citizens overseas is among our top priorities. Out of respect for the privacy of those involved, we have no further comment at this time." Shanquella's body arrived back in Charlotte on Thursday.
She had a heart of gold. She didn't mistreat nobody.
I mean, I can't even be a grandfather. Can't even walk her down the aisle. She gone.
Weeks later, questions remain.
We're not gonna stop until we get to the end of it.
Get to the bottom of it.
We're gonna get to the end of this.
No, it's not gonna happen. No, I've been crying. I'm hurt. I'm hurting all the way around.
And the family tells me they have contacted the FBI in Charlotte to help them figure out what happened. They also say they'll hire a private investigator if it comes to that. Their daughter will be laid to rest next Saturday.
Ooh, that was so sad. That poor family. So her funeral, Shanquella's funeral, is this Saturday. So the Saturday that's approaching. So her body just made it back to the States from Mexico last week. So the family have been waiting. So when in the video yesterday, when I stated that 2.5 weeks pretty much is what they have to wait, and get her body. And the family also had to pay for it. So Salamandra and Bernard had to put over $6,000 together so that they could get their daughter's body back here. After her friends, her so-called friends, nobody reached out to her. That's the thing about it, is like the Nazir dude, it's like Nazir Wiggins, that person. You want to go live and discuss what happened allegedly and how you cared about Quella, you call her, and God rest her soul. You care so much about her, and you didn't leave her side, and you didn't this and you didn't that. Then how come the family has not heard from nor seen you since this transpired? They have not seen you nor heard from you. None of you, all 6 of y'all, none of y'all tried to help the family get her body back here. None of that. None of that. Like some friends, like literally some friends, this has guilt all over it. It's like what y'all giving is like, I know what you did last summer vibes. None of y'all want to discuss it, talk about it, or be around each other. It's like everybody just because y'all know what y'all did. type of situation. So again, that's why I was saying yesterday, I'll leave the jury out, the verdict out when it comes to Nazir, the one that's trying to come forward. I'm so innocent. Yeah, I'm an innocent man. Y'all putting all this on an innocent man. But again, if you care so much about her, Mr. I didn't leave her side. I play her soft music while caressing her hair. I hope that's all you did, buddy. I hope that's all you did, because there's rumors going around about you, Nazir. Mm-hmm. Well, let's hope that's all you did when it comes to her. Again, we don't know what happened. So, but again, he cares so much about her, yet they all just abandoned her. I literally could not leave my friend. I don't know what I would do, like within that situation, but I know for a fact how I'm built, I can't leave her. Like, I cannot leave her here. Like, I cannot. We would have just came back last week. Her body and me. I would have been right there with it. Like, type of situation. I wouldn't have been able to leave. That's why I don't understand. I'm like, I don't care about having a life back here in the States, working, having children. I don't care about none of that stuff, because this is more dire, within this moment. So I will have to figure something out. Like I said, I'll figure something out. But I'm not just leaving my friend, especially if this is my best friend. I'm not going anywhere. Like, why would I leave her? Like, no, I'm not leaving her here by herself with a bunch of people that don't care about her or her body, and whatnot. No, I wouldn't have been able to do it. That's what I'm just, and I know that. Now that I know about me, that I know, I for a fact, I can tell you, I wouldn't have been able to leave. Like, I wouldn't have been. How do I look? This is my best friend. I'm not about to go sit there with her parents. Like, I couldn't even face her parents, without her being back at least. There's no way. Like, there's no way. And as a best friend, what happened wouldn't be a secret. It would not have been a secret, because I would have told the truth immediately, especially my friend gone, and you did this, or y'all did this, and I'm supposed to just walk away. Absolutely not. It wouldn't have been no alcohol poison and nothing, because it would have been two bodies, because they would have had to get rid of me too, because I'm not telling the truth. I'm not doing that. I'm not about to let y'all ruin the little bit of life, because my life already feel ruined. Like, my best friend is gone. Like, this is truly about to affect me. And then on top of that, y'all want the rest of that to be locked up behind bars somewhere? No. Like, absolutely not. We're going to tell the truth and what happened. I'm telling the truth. So it would have never been a secret, if I was there. So don't invite me nowhere you trying to commit a crime, because I'm telling on you. It's that simple. No, those are your actions. I'm not going down for you. I never liked a person that much to go down for them. Literally, they commit a crime and I'm telling. No, call it snitch, call it whatever you want to. Call it whatever you want to. I'm not the type of person that's running around here committing crimes, and I'm not doing that. So if I just so happen to be with somebody that is on that, that's on them. But when in the store, you still in, they catch you. I guess I'm still in. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. You can search me. So that's about as much as it gets to not snitching as I'm going to do, because I don't look at it as snitching. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm out here trying to live my best life. I want to do everything in my power to stay out of jail and away from police and all of that stuff. I don't want nothing to do with it. I want to keep my name as clean as possible. I'm not letting somebody else come and destroy my hard work. Like, for 34 years, I've kept this name together. I've kept felonies off of it, this and that. I've done all of that. I'm not about to let somebody, for some seconds or minutes of a crime that they're doing, ruin my life. I'm not allowed. No, absolutely not. Like, here, flip. Now, we, 18, 19, we young, I mean, that's a little different when you're younger. But it's like, you in your mid-20s, on your way to your 30s, you know better. Like, you absolutely, there's no excuse for nobody there. I'm not trying to hear nothing about they're young, they're this, they're that. They 25 and 26 and 24. They old enough to know what to do. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. No, they ain't young. They too old for this. They're too old for it. Nah, this wasn't no 19-year-old, 18, 19-year-old, 17-year-old, something like that in Cabo, hanging out, and some dumb stuff happened. Like, no. They on their way to 30. They know better. They know better. I don't want any excuse. Shout out to my Blue Island moderator. Thanks, y'all, for covering this story closely. I truly pray for justice for Shanquella's family, as do I. I love you, Sean. I love you too. My sisters and Shine the Way fam. Shout out to Island. We love her. But no, this story needs to be covered. Because again, no different than Kanika Jenkins. Just when you think somebody's your friend, people need to open their eyes more to the people that are around them. They really do. Because there are a lot of people that are around you right now that is praying for your downfall. That's why you have to be careful. That's why I say I'm even careful with prayer for who's even praying for me, because not all prayer is good prayer. It's absolutely not. So you have to watch it. Just like you have somebody that'll pray for you that have good health, you have somebody that'll pray that it's the opposite. You have somebody to pray that you are successful, and you have somebody just praying the exact opposite. So and a lot of the time those people are around you. Shanquella was successful. She was well liked, adored, especially around her city, around Charlotte and whatnot. She had a business that was blossoming. She was doing very well. And now she'll never get to see the true potential of her business because she already got all of these other people that was hating on her and helped basically take her life. That's not fair. Again, those women around her, the Winter and the Dejanay, they could be given jealous. Neither one of them have successful businesses or anything like that. Not like a Shanquella did. Shanquella has a well-rounded family. She came up a certain way. Her mother did a very good job. Her father did a good job, with how they raised her to be a business-oriented young lady, because she was a young, classy lady. As you've seen even in the video, the fight video, she didn't even want to fight. Like, that doesn't make you a punk. Sometimes you just, again, if you're raised there's many people that have walked this earth and that have never gotten into a fight in their entire life. Not one fight. There's plenty of people. And there's plenty of people in this world that done been in plenty of them. That done been in plenty of fights. So that's the thing. Not fighting doesn't mean that you're a punk. A lot of times when people don't fight, it's because they really haven't had to. Anybody ever ran up on me and tried to fight me before? I'm a liked person. So with me being liked, a lot of people usually don't want to fight me, or anything like that. So a lot of girls like Dejanay done got into plenty of fights, so this ain't nothing to her, run up, get done on sight, type action, because she done it before, so it's not it's a walk in the park, but somebody like Shanquella, somebody that wasn't a violent person, that didn't get into physical altercations and stuff in that nature, this could be completely different, for her. And it was, but it doesn't make her a punk. How is she a punk? Because she doesn't fight. That most ladies don't fight. Most of them don't unless they absolutely have to. And even within that moment, Shanquella didn't feel like she had to fight. If I don't fight you, then you ain't gonna hit me, and whatnot, but you can't help what somebody do. So just because that girl, Dejanay, kept swinging on her and harming her, it does not mean that she was literally afraid. It was just, this is not what I do, girl. If you feel like you have to put your hands on me, I guess that's what you gonna do. But that I ain't on that energy. That's not who I am. So again, it doesn't make her a punk. And that's how old girl was treating her, Dejanay, like you a punk. Fight. I'm tired of this. You can't force somebody to fight you. And again, in the streets, how we get down, if somebody don't want to fight, we don't continue to fight them. We do not. Now, you got some people that be walking around, talking their stuff, and sometimes you got to pop them in the mouth, or something like that to let them know, chill out. But once you hit, you do what you need to do. You pop them, one real quick, this can go beyond talking, within a millisecond. If they don't try to fight back or anything like that, or they cower, away, that means we leave them be. That's what that means. It doesn't mean that we jump on them because they're not fighting back. No, it doesn't mean oh, I'm really about. No, that if anything, it makes the aggressor, like Dejanay, it will make her the punk in the equation. She would be the punk fighting someone that that don't want that action. You are a punk. That'll make you tough. That'll make you bad because you sitting here bullying this girl, because that's what you were doing. That is a grade A bully right there. Someone that will force you to do something you don't want to do, whether it's taking your lunch money or whatever, just constantly ridiculing you. That is exactly what she did to that girl. And then who fights someone that's nude? This is your friend, but she got a towel and whatnot wrapped around her, and you still running up on her. Like, how fair of a fight is that? Again, a punk move. A punk move. You fight her in front of these men to try to embarrass her because she's naked. Like, you see that they're recording. 2 people. Winter was recording, and so was Khalil. There's other men in this room, and you run up on this girl nude. It's like you wanted to fight her that way. You wanted to embarrass her. And it seems as if Winter wanted to embarrass her, and so did her best friend, Khalil. Because what are y'all recording for? This is your best friend. If my best friend finna get into a fight, if I can, I'm gonna try to get them not to. Don't this ain't necessary. Look, we on vacation. Come on, let's But then especially if now my friend ain't on the energy and they like, no, Sean, no, because she trying it. As soon as I see that the fight is getting out of control, I'm gonna break it up. I'm not gonna sit there and record. I'm gonna break it up. Because sometimes fights get crazy. The things that you wouldn't expect a person to do, they'll do. So that you got to watch it. Give them a little minute or 2 to get their aggression out and then separate them. Type of situation. But I'm not about to let somebody sit there and literally, even if it was the op, I would have told my friend, like if that was my best friend doing that, if Dejanay was my best friend, no, stop. Like, for real? Like, you see she don't want to fight, let it go. Like, what are you pounding on this girl for? You fight on her once. You still sitting here fighting her, and they told her to fight back. She said no, let her go. What are you still fighting her for? It's an overkill. Like, what are you still doing that for? And you wanted some more. And the video ended. So we don't know what you did to her next. We don't know. The video got cut off. So we have no idea. I'm sure there's more footage. I'm sure. So, and who knows if she didn't get beat up prior to that. They could have fought her, because from what I hear, Winter was involved in the fight, from what I heard. Now, I ain't got no actual factual proof yet, but even the mother herself stated that they got phone calls that while they were in Cancun, that there was fighting and that her daughter got jumped. So, and I do believe that. I believe more than one party did that. Because if one person did it, it doesn't make sense for the whole group to be quiet about it. It doesn't make sense. It sounds as if it was more than one party involved. That's just what it's given. Because why are all of y'all quiet about what one person did? Why are all of y'all going with alcohol poisoning versus something that one person did? Like, I don't get it. So I believe more people was involved. So that's why a lot of them are tight-lipped, because they're more guilty than, they care to share type of situation. But again, in my opinion, I believe that it was more than one person that did that to Shanquella. And also, I believe Winter was definitely involved. Winter is the one in the video that is stating why she ain't fighting back. That was her. And she was recording. She's right next to Khalil, the beige hand with the phone recording. So both of them were recording, Khalil and Winter. The both of them. Winter wanted that to happen to that girl, and so did Khalil. Now, Khalil didn't think that, I don't think Khalil, in his mind, he thought that she would fight back. But if this is your best friend, then you know her. Then you already know that she's not a violent person. So, and I feel like that kind of, threw him a little bit, because he's just like, oh, I don't know. Can you at least do this? So it's like, why are y'all sitting here recording this? It's a setup. This was deliberate. You invited this girl here knowing that these women don't like her, knowing that these women want to square up with her. This was on purpose. And it was in a means to embarrass her. Because you, as her best friend, why would you sit there recording this girl fighting naked? Like, why are you recording that? I would never even record my friend in any type of nudity at all whatsoever. Like, I'm not recording, no. And I would hope that they would give me that same respect. So I mean, if we ain't outside in no pool, or something like that on the beach, or something like that, there's no reason for me to be recording my friend that's half dressed. And half dressed to me is a bikini. That's you. If you basically got on some bras and panties. You know, that's how I look at it. That's half dressed. You know, if you ask me, but that's as close as it gets. Like no nudity or anything like that. You're literally sitting there. Like that's why with the majority of the videos, it's blurred because she's nude. She doesn't have on any clothes. So some friend, especially as a male, to be sitting there recording that like this a dog fight or something. Like what is going on here? It says a lot about her relationship with Khalil. And Khalil is a despicable person. He can't come forward and prove anything else to me. That is you and that recording your best friend be beaten, and you are doing nothing about it. You are encouraging your friend to fight, knowing she does not want to, while in the nude. There's nothing for us to discuss. Khalil is a despicable human being, and he needs to be up under the jail. Up under the jail for sitting there doing anything like that. People never have an issue doing these things until something bad happens. So they feel like since so many fights are recorded and since so many this and so many that it's going to end up the same way. No, this girl died. There's been plenty of girls that have been beat up in school and bathrooms and stuff like that and have died, you know, because of it. This girl is no different. Shanquella is no different. It's the same thing that happened to her. She was beaten to death. That is what happened. So y'all feel like because y'all just sit there and stomp the literal life out of her, that didn't happen? It did. That it is. It just took time. That's all that was. It just took a little bit more time. But that's basically what happened. You punched and stumped the life out of that girl. Is what happened. And all of you blamed it on alcohol, knowing that was not true. You knew it was not true. All of you knew. All of you. That's why all of you should be arrested. Because all of you knew. All of y'all went with the same story. And then the thing with Nazir, if you came the second day, if you didn't get there until Saturday, like you said you did, you shouldn't have had no statement at all. You should have, your only statement should have been, I got here at this time and everything had already happened. That should have been your only statement. So I don't know. I don't know if it was alcohol poisoning. I don't know. I didn't see her drink. Because Nazir, when did you see her drink if the whole time you was there, she was unresponsive? Nazir, how are you going when she had alcohol poisoning? How? What did you see her drink? What was she drinking? What alcohol bottle you think gave her alcohol poisoning? You weren't there. That's what you said. You said you weren't there till the next day. Saturday. You didn't get there till the evening. Okay. So why are you going with alcohol poisoning? If anything, I would have said, I don't know. I have no idea. That's what I would have said. I don't know. When I got here, she wasn't talking, she wasn't drinking, she wasn't nothing. So they saying that it's alcohol poisoning. So you have to talk to them, about that. But I can't confirm or anything, that because I have no idea because she has to be responsible since I walked in the door. That's what he was getting. He tried to get her to get up. She wouldn't get up. He tried to talk to her. She wouldn't talk to him. He had her laid down. The nurse was coming. Then it was from a nurse to a doctor because now they said it was a doctor that came instead of a nurse. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So, but yeah, let's keep going with the rest of this update. Hold on, let me pull this down real quick. Let's keep going with the rest of this update because there's more. Let's make this smaller. There you go. There you go. Let me pull this back up. All right. Hold on, there was a super sticker. I'm trying to hurry up and catch it, please. Let me help me, please. Let me try to catch it. Thank y'all so much for joining me. It's over 1,600 people in the building. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Shout out to Happy. She says, I think they were already calling back, bragging about the fight before it went left, and KILED'd her. And I hope whoever shared it or told it come forward. I agree. I don't think it was anybody bragging. I honestly think it was the other, which we're going to get into those names, but the other people that were there. I think they said something to people like not the Winter, but the other female that was Alice, I believe. Like people like that, like, oh, yo, why they was fighting and blah, blah, you know. And then it kind of like got out, you know, back to a few, you know, because we're running the same circuit, you know, type of situation. So I believe it was like them. And I believe, again, it was while they thought she was okay. Now, Dejanay may have said something to somebody being upset, you know, all that, you know, tension, you know, that was in the air. Now, she may have called somebody and be like, yeah, I just had to whoop a hoe. I just had to drag her, da, 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 da. You know, now she may have, you know, because they all felt like she was okay, you know, thought that she was okay. But as time went and as they noticed that it was something wrong with her, that's when it was just like, oh, yeah, no, we ain't fighting. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. That was just a little disagreement. We cuss each other out, and that's all it was. Because again, the mother stated herself that she heard that there was a fight, and Winter and Dejanay said to the woman's face, to Salamandra's face, that no, there was no fighting. So bold-faced lie to that woman's face, knowing that they had gotten to a fight, knowing they did. So let's read the rest of this. So I spoke with her Friday. No, parents Bernard and Salamandra Robinson said that their daughter, 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson, left Charlotte on a trip to Cabo, Mexico with a group of friends on October 28th. Sadly, they would never see their daughter alive again. I spoke with her Friday evening. She was having dinner. I never spoke with her again, Salamandra Robinson said. On Saturday evening, they called and said she wasn't feeling well, and they were going to call a doctor. And when they called, the doctor hadn't arrived yet, but they said she had alcohol poisoning. The Robinsons were told that their daughter died from alcohol poisoning, but they aren't convinced that is the truth. After they said it was alcohol poisoning, we received an autopsy report on Thursday, and it said that her neck had been broken and she had a back spasm. There was a crack. Spinal cord was cracked. Her parents said that it took a whole nother level because that meant somebody had attacked her. Since Shanquella Robinson died in Mexico, national agencies have become involved. In response to the death, the U.S. Department of State issued the following statement. We are aware of these reports. Protecting the welfare of the U.S. citizens overseas is among our top priorities. Out of respect for privacy of those involved, we have no further comment at this time. Okay. Shanquella Robinson's body arrived back in Charlotte on Thursday, and the funeral service has been scheduled for next Saturday, which is this Saturday. All I've been doing is just crying, trying to figure out what happened, her father said. I can't be a grandfather, can't even walk her down the aisle. She's gone. So, yeah, again, that's super duper sad. But hold on, wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. So let's get into some facts. Again, there has been a lot of speculation going around. So let's get into some facts. So here's something that we're going to get into in this article about what happened, right? So the video that is going around of Dejanay Jackson allegedly assaulting Shanquella Robinson, that video that's circulating around, that allegedly happened on Saturday. Now, the arrival date was on Friday, all right, is when they got there. So within the first 28 or 24 hours of them being there, the assault did take place, okay? So, but it wasn't the first day, allegedly. Now we're going to get into it with this article. So with that physical altercation that happened, that was on Saturday. So that means that her mom had spoke to her on Friday, the night of the dinner, and her mom didn't talk to her after that, okay? The next time her mom was notified was that day on Saturday. So the day of the physical altercation, not even 20, 30 minutes later, she was pretty much starting to be unresponsive. So from what it's looking like, Dejanay, you, Killed that girl. Unless there was another altercation like right after that. But other than that or before, but what it's giving, you are the culprit. you are the person that KILLED Shanquella. Okay, now let's get into this article of facts. Okay, now let's get into this. So, Nightmare Trip, horrifying. Shout out to the Sun. I love the Sun. Horrifying video of Shanquella Robinson being beaten emerges as her dad breaks silence on her mystery death in Mexico. Okay. Now, this is posted on the 17th. Okay, so it's super fresh. Girl. Shanquella Robinson, 25, of Charlotte, North Carolina, was found dead by doctors in a villa in Mexico after traveling to celebrate a friend's birthday on October 29th. Okay, now let's get down here. One pal rang Shanquella's parents to say she had alcohol poisoning and was sick before a doctor showed up to attempt to revive her. But an autopsy report obtained by her family indicates that her neck was broken. Now, a sickening video has appeared seemingly to show a naked Shanquella being attacked in a villa in Cabo by one of her female friends, while a male acquaintance films the assault. It has not been possible to verify at this time when or where the video in question was recorded. However, according to her family, the recent video making the rounds on the internet and social media allegedly does show Robinson being beaten inside of a hotel room. The family have now reached out to FBI Charlotte's office for help. So far, there is no confirmation from authorities that Shanquella suffered any fatal injuries during the alleged fight. In a statement to WBTV, the Bureau said it's aware of the circulating video online and urged anyone with related photos or video to contact the FBI. In the clip, a man's voice is heard off camera taunting Shanquella, saying, "Can you at least fight back?" She tries to get away from her attacker and replies no before the woman slams her to the floor next to the bed. The woman then punches and knees the stricken Shanquella in the head, yelling at her to get up. "I'm tired of this SHIT." Shanquella's father, Bernard Robinson, said the daughter flew to Cabo on the southern tip of Baja, California on October 28th. She was found dead a day later when with her friends flying back and telling Bernard and his wife that their daughter had died from alcohol poisoning. A representative from Villa Linda 32, the property where the group was staying, told WJZY that the concierge had rung for a doctor who tried to revive Shanquella. She was declared dead at 3 p.m. local time, reportedly just 15 minutes after suffering her injuries, although it hasn't been determined if these were a direct result of those sustained in the fight video. So the video around the time frame that they have, the time frame of the video when the video was recorded, about 15 minutes later, is when things started to go very bad for Shanquella. All right. So from what is being gathered, that's what they're saying. We can't say for a fact that the injury she got in the video from Dejanay is the reason she passed away, but that's what it's looking like. Because it's not a coincidence that you do this to this girl and then 15 minutes later, her health starts to decline. So again, while she was on that floor, she could have you could have did all of that. I mean, near her in the head, all of that, the head is connected to the spine, and whatnot. And you could hear those punches. So it's like, girl, you are beating her. Like you definitely were. So now, from what is gathered, again, this has nothing to do with alcohol. Nothing to do with alcohol. She was declared dead at 3 p.m. local time, reportedly just 15 minutes after suffering her injuries. Although it hasn't been determined if these were a direct result of those sustained in the fight video. Okay. So 15 minutes after this video was recorded, she was pronounced dead, pretty much. So from what I'm gathering, because this is what I want to know. I want to know how long was her body with the friends? How long was her body with the friends? Because remember, they flew in on Friday, except the Nazir dude. He allegedly flew in Saturday. And then they all left Sunday, because they were supposed to stay until Monday originally. So that's my thing. How long were they with her body? Because when did they, does anyone know when they came in? Because that's what I was looking for before I came live, which I was rushing me. The boy arrived at 3:26 p.m. Now that's what, from what I was told, he arrived, well, what he said, and the ticket that he had put up, it was after 3. So all of this happened literally right before he got there. And he said, allegedly, and he said that nobody told him anything about a fight or anything like that. So when he was rubbing her head and all of that stuff, like I said yesterday, she was gone. She was deceased. If they, because the toxicology report, toxicology and autopsy, and stuff like that, that's how they determine the time of death. Sometime depending on like how cold the body is and things like that, they can tell on scene. But if a body's been laying something, been in a house somewhere for days and whatnot, it's kind of hard to. But they, they still do try to find out the exact time, that person passed away. Usually, it's not a time; it's a time frame. So they'd be like in between these hours. So they had. So she was in that, because from what I gathered, they didn't take her body away until like, what was it, that night or that morning? He said he did say that. He did say that she was throwing up. He did say that. But bodies have a way of discharging things, especially when you pass away. So if you have to puke before you pass away, that puke is coming up. Like, because the body shuts down. So if you have to throw up already and you didn't throw up already and you pass, it's still coming out. Like that's still happening. Yeah, that's still going to happen. So, or maybe, yeah. And that could have been her vomiting prior, so just because he saw vomit on her still, it doesn't mean that was right away. And then again, when you suffer head trauma, a lot of people regurgitate. A lot of people do. It's no different than being on like a ride or something and going really, 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 really fast. You get really, 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 really dizzy. That's all mental. The world ain't really moving that fast. I mean, that's all in your head, but still at the same time. So it's no different than like a concussion, or something like that can cause you to throw up, for sure. It absolutely can. So, yeah, that's crazy. So now that just had me thinking, because I'm like, okay, well, because from what I gathered, I believe, didn't they remove her body at like night? So if they removed it at night, then that means that she was gone. She was gone. They pronounced her dead at 3 p.m. The boy said the nurse got there at 3:26. The nurse came an hour later. Something isn't right. No, I agree. Well, not even that, because from what they said in this, what was that? The NC beat. Let me pull up the NC beat, because in the NC beat, didn't they say that? Because they said that, or because he said that the cleaning crew found the girl, found Shanquella, and alerted the friends that. Now we got to pull it up. Let me pull up my video from yesterday. Because he said that the maids found her slumped over the toilet, and whatnot. So that's why I said, I don't know who put her, who put her in a room? Because if she was slumped over the toilet, that means that she couldn't move, and whatnot, or wasn't moving, or wasn't conscious. She was unresponsive. So then even when this alleged nurse, or doctor got there, they said that it was a faint pulse. So they said that she was still alive. No different than the Khalil calling her mom and telling her mom, Salamandra, that there was a faint pulse. You know, she's alive. There was a faint pulse. You know, and whatnot. So, and it's alcohol poisoning. You know, is what he was saying, knowing that that was not the truth. Because again, she didn't even consume enough alcohol to have been poisoned by anything. Like there wasn't even enough alcohol in her system. See, I don't even know if it was enough in her system to even be considered drunk at that point in time. She could have probably still drove vehicles, you know, and everything from the little amount. And her family also stated, just like Kanika, she was not a drinker. So she was not someone that would go places and get trashed, you know, and whatnot. So like that's not her character. Does she drink? Yeah, she sips, you know, type of situation. But they were saying like, no, she's not a drinker. Like she's not one of those people that's going to consume a lot of alcohol. She's not like that. So, you know, like my family said the same thing about me. Like, yeah, he may have a drink or so, but he ain't gonna go get trashed. You know, like that's not him. Like he don't do that. He's a control freak, you know. So like he'll have a drink or two, but that'll be about it. You know, he ain't about to get like really trashed. So yeah, yeah, I think that's a little weird. That's a little weird. That's a little weird. Because he was basically, because I don't know, because I'm confused about that. Let's listen to him again. No. Let's listen to him again. Let me pull up his Twitter. Or up his Twitter. Him up on Twitter. I know he on Twitter. Let me pull up this Twitter because no, we gotta listen to him again. No, we gotta listen. Because now I'm confused. Now I am super confused. And y'all know we like to deal in receipts over here. We like to deal in facts. So hold on, let me find his interview. I know it's on Twitter right here on this one. On hashtag Shanquella, our girl. Let's pull up him talking about it. Here you go, right here. Put on her side. Shut up. Okay, I'm gonna pull him up. Okay, now let's listen to him again.
She was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag, and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart and hope that I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I cut on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting until the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening.
So somebody told him that a nurse was coming. He said when he got there, he went straight to her. Again, it does not mean she was alive, because he has not explained any. He didn't say nothing about her walking, nothing about her talking, nothing about her moving, like nothing. He said he played some music for her. All of that. Again, let's listen to him again, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Y'all tell me what's going on, y'all.
She was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag, and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time.
She wasn't feeling good. So if she wasn't feeling good, doesn't that mean that in some way, shape, or form she was responsive? I'm confused. So it's like, what in that moment was she responsive? Because you're not giving me. She said, I told her. She told me when she moved and she did this. She accidentally knocked this down. She like I don't hear any movement. You know, like on her behalf. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm confused. It's like so, like, was she having a seizure? Like what was going on? If I don't know, but let's keep listening.
I was crossing my heart and hope that I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I cut on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting until the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening.
So he said he was informed that the nurse was coming. By whom? We don't know. And not only that, why folk come wasn't none of these other friends checking on her. It sounds like everything that he's talking about, like he was doing it on his own. He ain't saying nothing about another person being in the room. Somebody else from the group was in there checking on her. Somebody else, it sounded like he was doing everything. It was kind of like, they like, oh, she in there, you know, type of situation when he got there. But he said that somebody told him that a nurse was coming. So someone was aware of something. I'm confused because his story is not helping. It's making it worse, if you ask me.
At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet. And
he said she was not passed away, that the maids found her slumped over in the toilet. When she was slumped over in the toilet, like, how was she? Did she change clothes or actually even put on any clothes? Was she still naked? Like, what was going on, like, with her? Because from what is told, 15 minutes after that recording, which was around 3 p.m., is what they're stating was around 3 p.m. 15 minutes later, her health basically started to decline, or she passed away between 3 and 3:30, basically, is what it's given. Like, so she died right away. We thinking, like the majority of us thinking that she died like later on that night, or something like that. Like she was around hanging and stuff like that. And then she got sick and started throwing up and stuff like that. So that's what they thought it was alcohol poison. And then like, boom, she did. Like, no, this happened soon after that fight. And soon after that fight, from what I gather, everybody was sober. Like nobody was drinking. Can y'all explain that? Khalil, when you was telling her to fight, and when Winter was like, why she ain't fighting, all of y'all were sober. Where y'all getting alcohol poisoning? All of you guys are sober. That's why y'all said it wasn't no fight, because y'all knew soon after that fight is when her health declined. Y'all knew it was that. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't drunk. What is given is that y'all went in there and y'all was pouring liquor down that girl's throat. What is given is that y'all went in there and poured some alcohol down that girl's throat, is what is given. And that's probably why she was throwing up. Because y'all was forcing that damn alcohol down that girl's throat, knowing that girl, oh. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Y'all knew something was wrong with that girl. And y'all, because her health started to decline right after that. And he got there not too soon after this, all of this stuff had already happened. And he said none of y'all told him a word. None of y'all told, and I believe him, because just how y'all went down there and lied to Salamandra Mama's face and told her that there was no physical altercation. Nobody fought. Nobody did anything like that. And y'all keep blaming it on alcohol, which is weird because this happened during 3 o'clock. All of y'all were sober. All of y'all. Like, that's weird. I'm just like, because all of y'all were sober. She wasn't, those two, Dejanay and Shanquella, weren't drunk during that fight. They were sober. Both of them. From what it seems. Like, neither one of them looked drunk to me. Shanquella didn't look drunk. She was responsive and all of that. They said fight back. She said no. Was clearly responsive. So she was not drunk. And neither was Dejanay. Neither one of them was drunk. That's what I said. I'm not pulling up the fight. But if you go and watch it, that's during the daytime. You could clearly see, like I already said in the video, it's lights in the room. So you know this happened during the day. This wasn't a nighttime brawl, or anything like that. This happened during the day. You could see that through the damn window. That is daytime. That ain't no secret. That is daytime. So for them to keep saying that it was alcohol when they, shout out to White Sox for the super sticker, for them to keep saying that it was alcohol when that toxicology report came back talking about broken necks and cracked spines, and they never said a word about it and hid the video so that nobody would know about the videos, and told her mom that nothing happened to her. I'm confused. It's like, because she wasn't drinking, it was early. I don't feel like any of them were. I mean, that is a little early to be drinking. So I don't know. It was like, did y'all force alcohol down that girl's throat? Because y'all saying alcohol, and this report talking about her neck broke, all of that. Like, that's crazy. Like that's not normal for a person's neck to be broken and their spine to be cracked. Like, no, that's brute force. That's trauma. You know, like no. One of y'all went in that damn bathroom with that, that room with that girl and trying to force her to drink. She wasn't drinking. You know, but y'all wanted y'all hands is dirty. Y'all look, they did something to that girl. Shout out to R. DeAndrea. She said his story is all lies. He says she was slumped over, but then says she was lying down. He said he rubbed her head through the whole time, but they said her face was bruised. So she has no liquor in her system. And she didn't have any liquor in her system. And not only was her face bruised, her eye was swollen shut. Her eye was swollen shut. Okay. So with him allegedly rubbing on her, all that, it's giving her, she never opened her eyes. Because how do you overlook that her eye swelled shut? How do you overlook that? How do you overlook that? Like her eye swollen shut. It's like, okay, looking over the busted lip, that can be from anything. It could, like it, but if your eye swollen and your lip busted, I'm assuming them from the same things. That I'm just going to assume that. You know, this could be accidental. You know, being hit in the mouth. That sometimes people buy the weave, the head, but you just never really know. So that's something you wake them up like, girl, I'm see who? You all right? Everything okay? Because I still say something, because it's noticeable. It's like the girl didn't have on the makeup for me to look like she had just got out the shower, and whatnot. So she didn't have on any makeup, or anything. So that should be extremely noticeable that her eye is swollen shut. I'm sure she could probably open it a little bit, but at the same time, like it was swollen shut. Her lip is busted open, cut. There's a top and bottom cut to her lip, and I'm sure swollen. She's giving all the signs of a fight. That something just happened to her, is what she's giving, and she's not responsive. So that's giving something too. Not responding, to anything that you're saying. So that's what I'm saying. The only way I could see him overlooking kind of her eye being swollen shut is if she never opened her eyes. Is what I'm getting, because it's like, how could you not notice that? Like a person saying they're talking to you, only one eye open. Like you're going to notice that. Like what happened to your eye, But he swelled for low. He ain't recognize none of that. He ain't see none of that. And I saw the bump. Oh, that wasn't a bump. That wasn't a bump, because he said he saw a bump on her lip. That was not a bump. They used her card to get home. Girl, I heard all type of stuff. Even I heard that they used her card to pay for the villa, is what I was told. Because again, they look at her as, oh, well, her business and everything. Oh, she got money, she got it, blah, blah, blah. I heard they used her card to pay for the villa that they had at the B&B. I don't know about the plane tickets and stuff like that, but from what I was told is that, when it's time to check out, they said put it on her tab, as far as I'm concerned. Is what as far as that's what I heard, but I don't know if that's true. It's just something I heard. But let's keep listening to him lie. Talk to us, y'all.
Her room. That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Yeah, boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, goddamn, have fun. I didn't have not 1 second of fun. And take one shot and then smoke one blunt and didn't do anything. I went straight to Quilla. She was not found dead. She was found unresponsive. Yes, unresponsive. She was unresponsive.
Unresponsive is borderline dead. That's why it's so important to get a person to the hospital when they're unresponsive, because they could literally be dying. Like literally, like time is a ticking, time is of the essence. Type of situation. That's why, again, like when you get concussions and things like that, they tell you do not go to sleep. Go to the hospital. At least stay awake until you get to the hospital. If you're gonna go to sleep, let them safely get you to sleep. So that they can figure out what's going on with you. Don't just go to bed, because that's the main indicator after concussion is being tired. It's the first thing you want to do is like you just want to lay down. type of situation, but you're not supposed to. So again, you went, and then they're around the time his ticket is stating is around the time that his ticket is stating that he arrived there. Well, not that, because he also had to drive to get to the B&B itself. So that time frame needs to be added in there too. So that's what I'm saying. How long was she sitting there, passed away? Like, how long is like, because that doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, again, he is stating that she was unresponsive, which again is definitely signs of a person not being alive anymore. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. So let's keep listening.
I tried to get her to talk to me and all that, but it was none of that. There was none of that going on. Oh shit. Yeah, but other than that, I did. Oh yeah, I know y'all probably asking that. When I walked in there, I didn't really notice the knot on her head until the nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like, damn, y'all jumped her, y'all beat her ass. What's going on?
So you're saying you didn't go in there and saying that y'all jumped her, y'all. Why would your mind go to that? Why folk come? Help me help you. Why would your mind even go to that? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would your mind even go to that if you don't feel that anything like that happened? If you're saying you see a busted vessel in her eye and that you see her lip, and whatnot, I didn't even go in there. What? So something told you that something happened to her. So by what you're witnessing, by what you're looking at on her body, the injuries that she has sustained, that some type of physical altercation happened with her, but nothing in your mind told you to go in there and say something. And then the part of you that was telling you that, hey, something happened to her, you should probably go ask some questions, whatnot, you chose to refrain to, because again, you didn't care. That's how you could tell when somebody don't care about something. You could have cared less. If anything, you came there to smash. Like that's what you came in there to do. And she wasn't giving you that energy and whatnot. So if anything, you seemed annoyed is what it's giving. Yes. It's giving you are annoyed. And it's like, I ain't come down here for all that. It's like, get up, type of situation. Because for you to overlook everything that's happening with her, like playing some music or something, like we gonna say you're sweet, nigga, you're not. It would have been sweet for you to stay behind with her body. It would have been sweet for you to help the parents try to get her body home. It would have been sweet for you to have stood there by their family side and visited them, since this was somebody you swear up and down you cared about. That would have been sweet. You sitting there playing music for a dead body is not. Here, flip. Yeah, you sitting there playing music for a dead body. Yeah, that's not sweet. That's not romantic. That's not any of those things. That's weird. That's weird. You were looking to smash, buddy. That's what it's getting. To see all of that going on with her body, what her eye being like that, her mouth being like that, what if somebody had just got done committing the R word or something like that to her? Do you think she would have been in the mood to smash? You don't know what happened. That's the last thing I'm going to do is feel sexual looking at a woman that has clearly been beaten. Ain't nothing sexy about that. If anything, I'm in worry. Like I'm worried. If anything, stressed. Like who do I have to go put my hands on? What happened to you? Type of situation. It's what it's giving. But you didn't know what happened to her. You had no idea. And you still ready to smash. Gross. That's what that's giving. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's giving ill. That's giving ill. It is 2,000 people in the building. I'm going to need y'all to hit the like. All of y'all. Immediately hit the like. It's free. I go get Michael Jackson third cuss twice removed. So yeah, that's weird to me that he would be looking at this woman and her body, seeing that she has been beaten, right? And you still trying to smash? And you have no idea what happened to her. Like, what if she just been, sexually, like, and not just physically? Would that not have mattered? Because there's rumors out there about you. There's rumors that you don't ask for. There's rumors that you take it. You're a taker, aren't you? So it's rumored that you don't ask for the coochie, you take it. So it's rumors about you. So how we know that you went in that girl and did all types of stuff with that girl and was wondering why that girl wasn't getting up? I don't know. You a little weird. When you was playing that romantic music with that girl, what were you doing to her? Because it sounds like you were by yourself with her. You don't name any other parties that was in a room with you or nothing. What were you doing? I don't know. I don't know. That's a little weird. You in there playing her music for what? The girl ain't responsive. That's weird. There ain't nothing cute about that. There's nothing sexy about that. That's weird. If you ask me, I'm not about to come in the room playing no music for somebody that ain't responding to a hello or a goodbye. Somebody that ain't stood up, sat up, nothing. But you in there playing music? For what? Why? Was she bobbing her head to it? No. Oh, okay. Did she request the song? She did not. But you in there weird playing music, rubbing on the girl, all of that. Let's listen to it again.
She was not feeling good, so I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag, and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart and hope that I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking, so we made it to the living room. I cut on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room.
See, this is why it's getting weird, because you want to make it seem like, I'm gonna just say it. I feel like he's trying to make it seem like that what went down between him and her, she was alive and well when it happened. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because he's the only one that can corroborate this story. It seemed like you're trying to protect yourself, sir. It seemed like you're trying to make it seem like that girl was alive and well when whatever went down with y'all went down. That's what it's getting. Oh, they did not find her dead. You want to make sure people know, like, she was alive. She was alive. So don't let them try that. Don't let, because she was alive and well. Not at one point did he say she spoke. Not at one point. Not at one point. He said that here other people talking. When he said that we made it to the living room, she was never in the living room. No one corroborates that story. So when he said we made it to the living room, he's talking about the other people in the house, because they was talking about cooking. And then they were sitting in the game room, standing in the game room and stuff like that. She never went to any of those places. He never said I brought her to, her and I walked from the game room to the living room. Then we came from the living room back into the bedroom. And he never said nothing like that. So as far as we know, from the time he laid eyes on her, she was unresponsive. He said he turned her on her side. He didn't say nothing about her throwing up. So that means, again, if she could have already threw up, so when you got to her being unresponsive, you saw some on her or, something like that. So maybe you felt that she was in the process of doing it. I don't know. But it seemed like you are trying to exonerate yourself from anything that they may have found. Like, she was alive and well, blah, blah, blah. But not at one point in time did he say that this girl spoke, that she stood, she walked, she crawled, she ran, nothing. Nothing. And usually when a person is that sick, you want to talk to somebody you care about. Like if you throwing up, stuff like that, instantly you're going to call like your mom or your dad or boyfriend, girlfriend, sister, somebody you're really close to, best friend, something like that. That's why I don't understand why Khalil wasn't by her side. Like, I don't get y'all supposed to be best friends. So like, why weren't you there? He didn't come in that room until they realized that it was something wrong with her. Like, she's not moving, she's not talking, she's not doing anything. That's when Khalil got concerned. But before that, he could have cared less. Just like anybody else that was there. They did not care. They didn't care because, again, they had just recorded it. So with him recording that fight, he already knew that his friend was going to feel some type of way. I'm up in there naked and you recording me getting into a fight. Why would Shanquella want to come embrace him with open arms after he just sat there and set her up like that? After he just sat her up like that, their friendship was over, if you ask me. Because she saw a whole nother side of him. He ain't never, because like she said, they've been on vacations together. He came on vacation with me and my family, all of that. Now, when he was on vacation with her and her family, was he recording her fighting? Was he recording people jumping on her and stuff like that? No. So with him doing this, you best believe their friendship was going to change after that. Like, I can't believe you did that to me. And you're supposed to be my best friend. So you best believe, because imagine if that was your best friend, recording you getting assaulted like that by somebody, and then you go into the next room or the room that you're supposed to be in and whatnot. You ain't gonna want to talk to that person? That person's supposed to be your best friend? And what you gonna say, come here, we need to talk? No, I don't want nothing to do with you. Don't even look at me. Like it's a wrap. Oh, you ain't never gotta worry about me. Oh, you ain't never gotta worry about me. Oh yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that, player. Oh yeah, this done. So why would he? That's what I'm saying. I feel like he was standoffish to her because he felt that she was going to be standoffish. Because remember, this had just happened. It's not something that happened the day before, and they didn't have some time to let it mold over. So now it was fresh. It had just happened. So you best believe Shanquella was upset. Why would she not be upset? And then the injuries take over, so she really didn't have time to process it. If you ask me. Before the injury started to take over and the girl ended up passing away. When she walked out that room, I feel like she was hurt. She was hurt real bad. Because you can still walk with a broken neck. You can still walk with a cracked spine. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. But that's probably why she went straight to the room and pretty much never came out. Type of situation. She went in that room and that was it. Again, she had a concussion. From what it seemed, the knot on her head. And then this dude come in the room playing music of her. You see this knot on her head. You see her eye is swollen shut. You see her mouth is busted open. And let me put on some Sade. Let me put on some TLC. What, a red light special? For what? Do you see her? And then even if she was alert, and whatnot, the last thing she would have wanted to do, especially within that moment, was smash. That's the last thing she would have wanted to do. And with you seeing the injuries on her face, that should have been the last thing on your mind. You should have been more concerned about, like, why is she looking like this? Like, what happened to her? But he said, I didn't think to go, he didn't question nobody about nothing. So that means that you didn't care. So what was stopping you from getting on top of her in that room? Why would you care about that? I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, if you didn't care enough about her well-being, then why would, to you, the kitchen's open. As far as you're concerned, I'm just saying, like, we don't know. Is what I'm saying. We don't know. And then a woman did come forward and state that he is our word. I don't know that to be any of that to be factual. But again, I am going to question. I'm going to question all of those things, especially when all of these people are liars. They've all lied. All of them said that nothing physical happened, that everything was good, blah, blah, blah. But nobody got jumped, nobody got fought, nobody, with no fighting. It was great. We all had so much fun. And that was a total lie. A complete lie. So why would I believe anything else that comes out of any of their mouths? No. We want the collective story, because that's how you find the truth. You correlate everything that everybody says that is the same. If they all say that, that's why the police went with in Mexico that it was alcohol poisoning, because all of them collectively said it. So it's 6 people in here stating that she was drunk as a skunk. It's 6 people in here stating, okay, that she has alcohol poisoning. It's 6 people in here stating of how much alcohol she consumed. So that's what they went with. They went, okay, this is their friend. They all coming from. Why would the police even think that either? Like, okay, well, this is your friend. I would hate to think that y'all lying, but you could be. But you can't determine those certain things without an autopsy. Again, the police definitely should have questioned the bruising and things on that girl's face. They definitely could have. But again, if they're all cohesively standing there saying that she did it herself, she was so drunk she fell down the stairs. She was outside for a while and we haven't seen her. She just can't. Who knows what they said to the police if they were already willing to lie about the alcohol poisoning. So, again, and where's the police's proof? If they were to say that, hey, because it's many people here. Now, I would see it being one person there, a man and a woman, and Shanquella was the woman, and then that's how the police came and found her body. To me, it's like, okay, come on now. Let us look at your hands and stuff, because we need to see, because she's bruised, she has abrasions and stuff to her face. Like, can you open your hands and show us both sides, so we can make sure that, because we just want to make sure, type of situation. But all of these people here, and all of these people say, oh, we're her best friends, we're her friends, we're this, we're that, we care so, we love her. Oh my God, we're all crying. Oh my God, our friend. It's hard for the police to just be like, y'all killed her. Well, what proof? They can't do no autopsy right there. They wouldn't have had no idea that her neck was broken and that her spine was cracked. They would have had no idea. You can't tell that by looking at somebody. I mean, unless their neck is literally, somebody literally like, but that's not the case. It was all internal. So you can't see something internal from the outside. But again, the bruising and stuff on her face, I'm sure they had to have questioned it. I feel like they did, but I feel like the friends lied. I do. I feel like they lied and made something up. Like, they're liars. Like that's what they do. They lie. So why, if they're already making up alcohol poisoning, why would they make up the reasons why she was injured? Why wouldn't they make that up? Oh, she fell down the steps. Oh, she did. So she said she was so drunk. So if they sitting there lying to the police, they just can't be like, well, y'all lying. And we know y'all lying because we know y'all. No. They have no idea. And again, they all came as friends. So like, that's another thing. And then all of them emotional, because I'm sure all of them are crying. I'm sure all of them were upset in some way, shape, or form. You could visibly see, especially the women, that they're visibly upset. And that can mean a lot of things. It can mean guilt and showing, and what it can mean a lot of things. Or it could just be innocent, like they're innocent in crime because somebody's passed away, they're sad. That's a natural reaction to someone passing. So yeah, I think that they made up stuff. I think that they lied. That's what I said. Where are the police reports? That we need the statements. Nah, Mexican police. We need the statement. We need to know what they said to y'all. And we need to know what y'all said to them. That's the only way we're going to find out. And that's the only way we're going to find out. So, here, flip. So, put the reports up. Even if it's in El Espanol, we'll figure it out. I know some of those words. I'll figure it out. But, y'all put them up. Because we need to know. I might get... did the Mexico police, did they come? Yes, they absolutely did. They did. They came. But let's finish listen to this lie
That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Yeah, boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, goddamn, have fun. I didn't have not 1 second of fun. Didn't take one shot and smoke one blunt, didn't do anything. I went straight to Quilla. She was not found dead. She was found unresponsive. Yeah.
He had to reiterate that. He had to make sure y'all knew, she was alive.
Yes, unresponsive. She was unresponsive. I tried to get her to talk to me and all that, but it was none of that. There was none of that going on. Oh shit. Yeah, but other than that, I did. Oh yeah, I know y'all probably asking that. When I walked in there, I didn't really notice the knot on her head until the nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like, damn, y'all jumped her, y'all beat her ass, what's going on? Like, could they know, man? And nobody even told me about nothing. I was blind to everything. I'm literally in there giving her my all. Like, come on, girl, we was 2,000 miles away from home.
Giving her your all. I really hope you want on top of that girl talking about some wake up. Like, let's pull this up. So, new video shows alleged fight. FBI looking into Charlotte woman's death in Mexico. Okay. Now, I don't think this is the same video, but let's see. I don't think this is the same video. I think this is a different one. But the FBI is getting involved, and I want to talk about that as well. Hurry up.
A viral video that is making us ask more questions about the death of a 25-year-old Charlotte woman. Shanquella Robinson was found dead in Cabo, Mexico, nearly 3 weeks ago. Her parents say she'd gone there on a trip with friends, but what happened next? We first told you about her mysterious death here at 11 o'clock last Friday night. Well, since that story aired, the headline has gotten lots of attention on WBTV.com and with celebrities and blogs asking questions. Well, tonight, the FBI tells WBTV it has its hands on a graphic video that her family says could help find answers. Our Brandon Hamilton is live outside the FBI headquarters in Charlotte tonight. So, Brandon, what do you have?
Well, Molly, that video you mentioned has now gone viral on social media. In fact, the feds have also told me they have their hands on that same exact video, which is why tonight we are outside the FBI. Now, Shanquella Robinson's family tells me that video is key to proving she did not die from alcohol poisoning, which is what they were originally told. But I do want to warn you tonight again, Shanquella's family wants you and investigators to see this video. It is very graphic.
Nearly 2.5 weeks since Shanquella Robinson's death, her family still doesn't know what happened to her.
We're not going to stop until we get to the end of it.
I get to the bottom of it.
We're going to get to the end of this.
No, it's not going to happen, No, I've been crying, I'm hurt. I'm hurting all the way around.
Last Friday night, Bernard and Salamandra Robinson sat down to talk with me one-on-one. They said they believe their daughter's death was a result of foul play. But how and why? 5 days after that interview, we now know this viral video on social media could lead to an answer. That's at least what the Robinsons are hoping. It is graphic and shows an apparent fight. We've blurred some parts because right now, we want to be clear. No one has been charged with any crime. But Shanquella's parents say it is her in the video. And the FBI in Charlotte tells WBTV the video has their attention. Quote, the video was referred to the FBI and we encourage anyone with related photos or video to contact the FBI. Shanquella's family also provided this, a copy of her death certificate. They say this document shows foul play. Severe spinal cord injury was one of the causes of death listed.
It's in God's hands, and God gonna give her justice. God gonna give me justice. I'm a praying man. I serve the Lord.
And Molly, I do want to reiterate that.
So y'all, the FBI said that they want any photos, any pictures, anything that anybody has from that, because they will be accepting it, because this is an open investigation. Now, with the investigation being an open investigation, remember, this did not happen here. It happened in New Mexico, or Mexico. So since it happened in Mexico, and because it happened on their ground, their soil, when it did not happen here within the states. So that's why the FBI just can't just go right away and just arrest the assailants, more so like Dejanay especially, because again, this is not found criminal here in the states yet. That's why no one has been arrested. But the Mexican Police Department and their Federal Bureau Investigation Department stuff over there and whatnot, they're supposed to be opening the case and giving the case to the American embassy that they have there, I believe, so that it could come over, to the states and whatnot. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I don't know if they're going to have to try to like extradite them back to Mexico or anything. But we have treaties, and all of that stuff between each other. So but they might extra, and going to jail in Mexico is 10 times worse than going to jail here. Okay, way worse. I'd rather go to jail here. I'd rather go to jail in America. I'm not even gonna lie, because going to jail in Mexico, Lord, oh my goodness, them prisons down there ain't no joke. So yeah, it's a little bit different. Like your family got to bring you food, and stuff like that. It's different. It ain't no you automatically gonna get some. No, it do not work like that. So I hope Dejanay got some family in Mexico. I hope she got somebody that's gonna bring her onions and tomatoes and whatever they can grow in a garden, to bring her, cause it's a little different. Well, it's a lot of different. It's not a little different. It's a lot of different. So what I'm thinking may happen with the FBI is once they build a case and get the case. When I feel like the main thing that they need to prove at this point is that her injuries from Dejanay is the reason she passed away. I think that's one of the big things that they're going to have to try to prove first. And once they prove that the injuries that she sustained from that fight, that's enough to go. And then plus they obstructed justice in many ways, especially lying about the alcohol poisoning and stuff like that. So yeah, so I don't know if the FBI would just build the case and get the case together, and then they snatch them all up and extradite them. From what I've been told, as well as some research I was looking up earlier, all of their passports have been put on the basically no flying list and whatnot. They're not allowed to leave the state. I mean the state. They're not allowed to leave the country. They don't want them going nowhere. They don't want them getting away. So all of their passports have been basically suspended as of now. So they can't use their passports to go anywhere outside the country. They have to remain here. They have done that from what I was reading. But again, they have to prove that the injuries that happened during that physical altercation between her and Dejanay resulted in her passing away. Because then once that happens, they get to move forward with other things and charge for, murder and, stuff like that. So that's what's pretty much going on right now. So I don't know if they're going to be able to charge them here in America for something that they did in Mexico. I don't know how exactly that's going to work. It sounds more so of they may just send them back to Mexico type of situation, because if Mexico is opening back up the case, which it seems as if Mexico is, that they're opening back up now, having this new information, and that video is very concrete. And the reason it's concrete is because even with her injuries, it does not mean, again, that it wasn't, due to foul play, and whatnot. They just didn't have any way of proving any foul play. So that's why the police department is like, no foul play suspected. Again, a bunch of friends are all together and they're saying the same story. You know, all of them are saying it's alcohol poisoning. And again, that's not something that they can find out there. You know, the police can find out there. They can't say, this is an alcohol. They have no idea. You know, they got to wait till they get them to the hospital, you know, and stuff like that to at least see if they were drinking at all type of situation. But they can't tell all that on scene. Like, and then also the broken neck and the cracked spine. Again, those are internal. So that's also, the main thing you may have been able to see was like bruising. But you're not going to see a cracked spine from the outside, and you're not going to see a broken neck from the, you're not going to see those things. So, but they all did lie. They all did obstruct justice. And that's why that video, again, is so important, because they never stated anything about a physical altercation, because then they would have looked at things differently. Then the police could have pursued things differently if somebody standing there would have said, out of all of those people, if somebody standing there would have been like, well, they did get into a fight earlier. She did fight her. That is why she has this on her face. And, you know, her literally a blood vessel burst inside of her eye. You know, all of that happened because she was beaten earlier by this person. The police could have took things completely different. They would have had to conduct a different type of, you know, situation. At that point, it wouldn't have been just we going off of your story. No, it would have been a long night for the police, because then they would have had to bring all of them into custody. You know, that would have been a whole nother story. But again, they're all basically, because the only way that they would not have arrested one of them for the injuries is if it's not like you are allowed to fight people in Mexico. You are not. You are that is a law that they have too. You ain't allowed to put your hands on people. You know, and all that. You don't get away with, you know. Okay, it's not allowed there. It's not allowed. It's not like, oh, if you're in Mexico, you can go down there and just beat people. No, it does not work like that. Although some people may think that way, that is not how it works. So with them coming forward and saying that, that's why I said I feel for a fact that they said that those were all self-inflicted injuries, that she did it herself. Because again, why you got to arrest somebody if they're fighting or anything like that. They got to be arrested, you know, or ticketed, you know, or something for it. But nobody said anything. Nobody said anything about her getting into a fight or anything like that, about her being beaten by this girl. None of that happened. Okay, so what do you expect the police to do? You know, they have to do their job, and they did. You know, from what don't get me wrong, I still would have, you know, questioned what happened to her face a little bit more. But if you got all of these people sitting here with the same story, what do you do? It's not about what you think, it's about what you can prove. So it's the same thing with a police officer. It's not about what they think, it's about what they can prove. So even if one of the officers felt like that ain't happen, because no, something actually happened to this girl. If they don't have any proof, there's nothing they can do about it. Like what is a cop bringing a person in? That's not a probable cause. I arrested all of these people because I think they jumped her. Do you have any proof behind it? No. Free them, release them, because we can't just arrest them. Like we can't do that. You know, let them go. You know, type of situation. So it would be the same thing here. You know, you got to be able to prove that. Now, if they had that video, that would have been completely different. And that's why things are different now, because of the video. They lied. They lied. That's what people need to, you know, get into grips with that. All of those people, the frenemies of Shanquella, lied to the police. They lied to the family. They lied. Like what? This isn't the police's fault. It's their fault. They did this. The police didn't do this. They did. So let's put the blame where it belongs. 6 people sat there and lied to the police. The 6 people lied to Shanquella's family. They lied. They are responsible. The police ain't protecting them. The Mexican police, they're not protecting them. Protect them for what? Protecting them for what? They lied. That's what happened. Yeah, you want to get mad at Nazir. Get mad at Dejanay. Get mad at Khalil. Get mad at Winter. They lied. Get mad at Alice. Get mad at Malik. Get mad at the people that sat there with the same story and lied to the police. Can't make everything a police issue. They can only do so much. Like, what y'all think they're kicking down doors because they Mexican? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I mean, I don't get it. It is not the Mexico police fault. What happened? It is not. They can't help it that 6 different people sat there and lied to them. Boldface lied about their own friend. How's that their problem? It's not. They were following the law. They have to. Again, doesn't matter if she had bruising and stuff on her face. If they can't prove that one of these people did that to her, how do they know that she didn't fly in looking that way? They don't know. And she was dead. So she couldn't tell them what happened. So that's when they're going to rely on the people that are present. All of the people that are present, nothing happened to her. It was alcohol poisoning. She fell down the steps. That's why her face like that. The police just got to go with that. What them searching the house and all that, what's that going to do? What's that going to do? Nothing. They need somebody to talk. They can't just go up and look. If there's cameras there, they can't just go in there, just opening them and just looking through the footage. Like, no, you need warrants and stuff for things like that. I mean, like, what do people expect them to do? Like, I don't understand. What did you expect? Now, I'm sure now they're probably looking back at videos and stuff if there are cameras in certain places in that house. And this is a B&B. So you're not necessarily allowed to be putting cameras up on in bedrooms and stuff like that. I mean, because there's also privacy issues with that as well. People undressing, and stuff like that. So I highly doubt it was cameras pointed at the beds and pointed in the rooms, because that's an invasion of privacy. Now at exit points and stuff like that, that's usually where the cameras are, and outside. So, I mean, if you naked outside, oh well, that's on you. That's your choice. But other than that, they ain't got cameras all up in the bed. So again, they wouldn't have knew what happened anyway. They wouldn't have knew. They wouldn't have known. They needed someone to speak, and nobody did that. Those are the people you blame. The ones who knew what happened but said nothing. They're the culprits. They're the guilty people, not the police. Not the police. Because people instantly want to say, oh, the Mexican police just threw that black girl away. No, they didn't. Her friends did, by lying to them and not telling them the truth so they could conduct a proper investigation. That's hard to do with no information you need. They didn't have any of the information that they needed to do a proper investigation, because you have people obstructing justice, not telling the truth, sitting here telling bold-faced lies to the police. So that's the problem. Them, the obstructors, not the police. Like, they didn't throw that girl away. They didn't do that. If they did, they wouldn't even be open to reopening the case and stuff. Because once you get a death certificate, because they sent the family a death certificate. So once they got that death certificate, that means case closed. Like, we're done. From what they told us, and whatnot, it was alcohol poisoning. So that's, and they sent them her death certificate from where she died. She died in Mexico. She didn't die here. So getting an autopsy and whatnot, they're not sending her a death certificate. They're sending her an autopsy report. An autopsy report is what happened. Mexico did not do an autopsy on her. They did not. The family requested that be done here in America once her body was shipped here. Basically, the family said, do not touch my daughter. Do not touch her. Send her home. We'll take care of it all. Send her to us, and we will go from there. Is what happened, because they wanted the truth, and they got the truth. They got it exactly. Be careful what you look for, because you just might get it. So, and they got it. So now with them having the truth, now they get to, because if Mexico would have did an autopsy and got the same autopsy, then they would have to open the case back up, because this isn't her cause of death. It's not. The death certificate say what say? The death certificate say alcohol poisoning, but then the autopsy said that the reason of death was due to her neck being broken and her spine being cracked. Okay, open it up. And Mexico did just that. Mexico is completely working with the FBI in America. Like they're not holding back, they're not hiding nothing, they're not doing none of that. They are fully cooperating with the United States FBI. They absolutely are. So we should be applauding them for that instead of them trying to fight it because they could. They'd be like, nope, the case is closed. We're done. I am closed. They didn't do that. They said, okay, you got other information we do not have. Let's go. Let us know how we can help. And we can take care of that. So that's great. So that we need to be happy. We need to be thanking Mexico police instead of just trying to find any little thing. Like any little thing for what? I mean, the police can only do what they know. They can only react to what they know. If you saying you can't breathe, why are you pointing at your foot? I'm gonna feel like you need oxygen, not a Band-Aid. I mean, what? And if you're gonna point at your foot, tell me why. So it's the same thing with the police. When they pull up, they just can't assume shit, and then they get to just be because we see her eye like this, something definitely happened to her. Y'all definitely did something. Okay, the police may think that, but if they can't find something or get it out of somebody as they're standing there, then you move on. I mean, what do you do? So shout out to the Mexican Police Department because they are reopening the case. So I definitely appreciate that because it needs to be reopened because these people need to pay for what they did. All of them. All of them. So let's go back over here because this is where we get all the updates and whatnot about it. Now, there was this rumor going on about the Nazir dude because all of them because the trolls too. There's a lot of trolls on like IG and Twitter and stuff like that are making accounts underneath these people's names. So and I get that, but I also don't care. I don't care because they deserve it. They have been doxxed on multiple levels. Every time they pretty much make a move, somebody is reporting it, and that's what y'all ass get. That's what y'all get. All of y'all, I don't feel sorry for none of them. I don't feel sorry for none of y'all. They keep doxing them and putting their addresses out there, their family addresses, and and all of that other stuff, girl. And they're very upset. They're very upset about it. Even some of their family members are coming forward, stating that we ain't got nothing to do with this. Well, you do now. Well, you do now. You do now. You do now. I mean, it just is what it is. You do now. Oh well. Oh well. Get your family. Take your family to turn themselves in. Take your family to go down into the police department. Go talk to the FBI and give them as much information as they can. Tell them to help. Tell them to pay for this girl's funeral. To do something. Do something instead of run like all of them have did since they all left Cabo, except for run and worry about themselves, because that's all that they've done. They did nothing for this girl, and they swear that they are all innocent. We didn't do nothing. We ain't do nothing. Prove it. Prove it, because all of them guilty. All of them. They all knew. All of them knew. All of them. They knew. They absolutely knew. And none of them have tried to do anything. This girl is going to be buried this week. You think any of them going to be there on Saturday? Khalil, you going to the funeral? Dejanay, you going to the funeral? Malik, you going to the funeral? Nazir, you going to the funeral? I find it weird you'll come live and talk about some you innocent, you this, you that. But this girl about to be whole buried, whole laid to rest. Somebody you played music for and was rubbing on and all of that, putting bags to their face and all of that, the person you care so much about, she's being laid to rest on Saturday. You going? Why you ain't live talking about that? You going? What y'all got on her funeral? What y'all got on the flowers? Can one of y'all host the viewing of the body? Can one of y'all cook for the people after that's mourning? Like what? Khalil, you gonna be a pallbearer? I don't get it. I find that weird. Some friends, y'all so innocent. Innocent people will go to the funeral. Absolutely. I'll be standing right next to her mama holding her hand. I sure would be. I sure would be. Any way I can help. Let me take care of the gravestone. Something. Any way I can help. I would be right there. Right there by her side from beginning to end. Absolutely. An innocent person would definitely be at that funeral. A guilty one, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It is. It's way too much, especially knowing that you're partially responsible. It's just too much. And then fully responsible of her not getting justice at all, knowing that this was wrong and it should not have happened. A guilty person, it's going to be hard, for them to go to this funeral. But innocent people, just going to pay your respects. Just a sad day is all. Not a guilty day. And it's definitely going to be a guilty day for all of you because none of you will be there. I don't see any of you going to the funeral. Y'all don't have the balls. Y'all don't have the balls to go to that funeral. And if you do, it's going to be incognito. It's going to be incognito. Y'all not going to show y'all faces. Y'all going to have a face mask, all of that from a distance. All the way in the back of the graveyard. Y'all going to be with binoculars. Guilt. That's what guilt does. Innocence, you could be right there, front row. That's how innocent people are. Innocent people, you can just show up. All you feel is sadness. Sadness and guilt are two different feelings. Sadness makes you want to cry. Sadness makes you tired, and what makes you just want to lay type of energy. Guilt, you all over the place. Guilt, you're all over the place. 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're angry. One moment you're happy, the next minute it's hard to enjoy anything in life having that type of guilt. Right as you feel a happiness coming on, you don't even feel like you deserve happiness and you don't. So that's why every time something comes up in y'all lives that is going to bring any type of happiness y'all way, is instantly going to be depleted. Instantly. It's going to go away immediately. And all of the bad that you've done is going to rise, within you because it's guilt. There's only one way of getting rid of it. And most guilty people, that's the last thing they want to do because it's hard for them to even take accountability because I feel like none of them will take accountability. It doesn't matter who snitch. It will all be snitching on each other. Type of situation. I don't see anybody taking accountability because they haven't. They all got on those flights on Sunday like a girl didn't die. They left her, literally. They left her while she was there for dead because that's how she died. Nobody was checking on her. Nobody did any of those things. Not Khalil, not Winter, not Dejanay, not Alice, not Malik. None of those people checked on her. She was left for dead twice. 2 times. After she got into the physical altercation and after she died. Y'all left that girl for dead twice. No one went in there to check on her. It shouldn't have took the maids to find her. It shouldn't have took the best friend. He shouldn't even have to find her. But again, after something like that happened, because I don't see Winter going to check on her while she was there because Winter didn't like her and allegedly Winter slammed her to the ground as well. Allegedly, Winter was involved in the fight. And Dejanay went checking on her because she just got done beating her. Like, what she looked like going to check on somebody she just beat up. And then Khalil knew that Shanquella would be upset with him. So they all stayed away from her. That's how she ended up passing away. Because after the fight, if somebody would have checked on her immediately, they would have noticed that her health was declining. They didn't notice. They just left her in there. They didn't know until it was too late. They did not know until it was too late. I see somebody in the chat say, who was Winter? Hold on, let me pull up. Oops, not that. Yeah, so no one checked on her. That's how she passed. Again, if somebody would have checked on her, she probably could have survived. But no one checked on her. Because if she would have got hospitalized pretty much immediately, she may have lived, you know. She just may have lived. Let me pull this up. Shout out to my group, Review TV on Instagram. Pull this up. So this is Winter. And sources close to Dejanay Jackson tell the North Carolina Beat that 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson was also grabbed by the neck and slammed to the ground by Winter Donovan. The girl who was standing on the right holding the cell phone recording the footage of now partial viral video of Shanquella being assaulted. Mm-hmm. And it is on the Beat. It is on the NC, the North Carolina Beat. So shout out to my girl, Review CV, Tips If Reviews. Hi, girl. So, yays. So, look. Hold on. Also, okay. Sources close to Dejanay Jackson, who was seen in a now-viral video attacking 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson in Mexico, tells the North Carolina Beat that she has fled from North Carolina to the state of Connecticut. And that's allegedly what tipped the FBI off to, I don't know why it says follow. Like, do they unfollow us on there? Because I've been following her. I don't know if that's what, because it could have triggered, made them, put the holds on their passports and whatnot to make sure that they weren't trying to leave the country. So, yays. So again, Winter, I've heard, this is also on Twitter and it's also on the Beat, the North Carolina Beat, that Winter, the beige, allegedly also grabbed Shanquella by the neck and slammed her to the ground. Again, and you have to remember that Salamandra, Shanquella's mother, said that Winter and Dejanay, the girl that actually was putting her hands on in the video, both of them came to Salamandra's house with Khalil. And the mother asked both of them, all three of them, was there any fighting? We were told that there was fighting and that my daughter got jumped. Did that happen? Dejanay right here, she said no, and Winter said no, and so did Khalil. They all said no. Why lie? Why lie? It's literally on recording. Like, it's recorded of you doing these things. Like, why lie? So if you lied about that, you lied about everything else. That's why I said I definitely feel like because a guilty conscience, it definitely does speak. The three main guilty parties came to Salamandra. The people that have the most guilt, which would be Khalil, Dejanay, and Winter. All three of these evil people looked that woman in her eye and told her no. No fighting happened. That's cap. Come to find out, So who knows what what all happened. It does sound like she was attacked multiple times, Shanquella. Not everything is on camera. And honestly, I'm gonna just tell you another thing that I heard. I heard, okay. I heard that what was around Shanquella in the video was a dress. It was like a cute, like little dress or something like that. And I heard that that was the second fight. So the first fight, I don't know if that's recorded. I don't know if they got a chance to record that fight. But I heard that they whooped her out of that dress. And that's when Winter was allegedly in the fight. That's what I heard. And I don't know if that's true. But the second part of the fight was when Shanquella came out of the alleged bathroom. So she was basically in the bathroom fixing herself up from a fight that she had already got into with basically both of them. And then came out the bathroom to old girl talking about some. That's what I heard. So, yeah. That's what I heard. Because I thought it was a towel wrapped around her. And from what they were saying, it was like, no, that's not a towel. It's like part of a dress and whatnot. So, and it basically got ripped off of her type of situation, right? She went in the bathroom to compose herself, type of situation, and came out to. Because from what I heard, that first fight, it really didn't have anything to do with Dejanay. It was more so of Winter and Shanquella fighting. And I guess old girl got in the liquor too. But it wasn't nothing, major. And then when she came out the bathroom, that's when Dejanay was like, I'm getting my ones this time. Like, Winter, you had your chance, you ain't do it right. So it's like she ran up on her knowing that she wasn't going to fight. Like, she knew she wasn't. That's why I said she a bully. Because you knew the girl wasn't going to fight. She didn't want to fight. She didn't want to. Y'all were forcing her to fight. That is a setup. I feel like Khalil set her up. I do. Because you let two people fight her. So that's why they said the mother in the Beat interview, she said that someone called her and her daughter Quilla, and Quilla Long, that's her sister's name, Shanquella, her sister, Quilla Long. They were told that from other parties that while they were in, and then that's the thing, where there's smoke, there's fire. So Shanquella's mother and sister had no proof that she had gotten into a physical altercation. There wasn't no video or anything out, or anything like that. And then come to find out that did happen. So again, smoke, fire. Like, okay, I didn't have any proof, but that smoke, people coming to tell me, blowing the smoke over here saying, the girl, you gotta, but they have any proof, this video just surfaced, that's why it's viral. Because if it would have surfaced then, it would have been viral. But yeah, this just came out. So she was given that information with no proof. Was Deja a man? I have no idea. I have no idea. I heard that it's Cap. I heard that she is a cis woman. And then I heard like, no, she ain't fucked up by no credit score. She might be rich small. So I heard that she was given a little Glorilla. But I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I'm assuming she's cis. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about her having any churn, anything like that. So, yeah. I don't know if she's trans. I have no idea. So I'm not gonna say she is because I feel like that's what people want me to say, and it's like I'm not gonna say that because I have no idea. So, wow. How are you going to let two people fight your best friend? I agree. I agree. I cannot agree more. I cannot agree more. This was a lot, wasn't it? It just gets heavier and heavier. Like this is a lot. This is a lot. Um, that's what I'm saying. Who posted the video? I heard that the family got a hold of it. So I don't know if, because the family definitely released the video from what I'm gathering. And they're also wanting everybody to keep sharing it and sending any videos or any other footage that you may have. So with that being said, I think that other parties may have, I think that Khalil sent that fight to somebody, and I think Winter may have sent that fight to somebody, and it got back to the family. So yeah, I believe the family leaked it because they want this video to be shown. Even on the news, they said that, you know, we're showing this video courtesy of the Robinson family. You know, they want it shown because it brings more awareness. It absolutely does. It shows people the severity in what's going on. So I don't think they wanted it out to desensitize people, you know, or anything like that, or to be offensive, or, you know, that would suck to be one of the last visuals of your kid is them being beaten. But if this is what's going to bring her justice, then so be it. By any means necessary, is how I feel that the family's being, which I couldn't agree with them more. I will be the same way. Like, yeah, whatever is going to bring them in, whatever's going to make them arrest them, send it, you know, post it, show it, you know, is what I feel the family is thinking. But yes, the family, from what I gather, got the video, got their hands on it. I don't know exactly how, but yeah, I think it was them. And then they had people post it or sent it to people, you know, whatnot, news stations and stuff like that. And then it just became viral, like real quick. So yes, they are alleging that that Dejanay, hold on, I think I have the picture up on my IG. They are stating that no, sorry, weird. Why is this happening right now? Okay. They're stating that Dejanay, was allegedly a man in a past life, is what they're stating. Now the picture is clearly digitized, but people they digitized it to show you what she would look like now if she would have stayed a man. So yeah, that's what's being stated, allegedly. Yeah. So I have no idea. Not a clue. Not a clue. But clearly the picture is digitized. They just, you know, basically removed her braids and just put on a fade and gave it a transmitted keepy. And yeah. Now, is this true? I have no idea. No idea. I have no idea. But I saw it yesterday. People kept sending it to me. I'm like, all right, let me post it. Because y'all trying it. I'm like, let me post it. So yeah, I have no idea. Y'all make sure y'all hitting that like and subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Yeah, so what do y'all think? I put it on my wall. Most of y'all was just like, Sean, this is clearly fake. I'm just like, okay. I didn't say it was real. And then most of y'all are there like, yep, Sean, she is trans. And I'm just like, okay. But I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, we know that, like, deliberately. Like, they want to put it in your face, you know, instead of just anybody could just write it. So they want to like show you. It's like what, you know. So it's like we get that it's photoshopped. It's like, duh. But yes. jawline. I cannot. Where did the friends meet? Who did she pay to go on the trip? How many people was there? How close to the... You got a lot of questions. She's I don't know them, girl. I have no idea where they met. I'm assuming it was around high school, something like that. She was 25 years old. She said that she had been best friends with Khalil for 5 years. So I'm assuming they started hanging after high school. I don't know if it was like college. Yes. I don't know. I have no idea. I know she was 25 when she passed away, and they have been friends for 5 years, best friends for 5 years. So I'm assuming he came around when she was like 19 or 20 years old, is what I'm getting from it. But as far as all of the other people, I have no idea. Your guess is just as good as mine. She grew up around some narcissistic people. That girl is a hater in the shows. It do be not the ugly friend, but the ugly friend. You know, it do be the ugly friend. It do. It be the friend that really ain't nobody checking for. That's always starting ish. That's always in something. It's like, since you can't rely on your pretty, you have to be ugly and fight. Like, I have to be the hardest chick in a room because I've always been the ugliest. Like, that's what it's giving. It's giving like you have zero confidence. Honestly, that's what it's giving me, you know. I'm gonna beat everybody up. So, you know, you got a girlfriend? Well, you do not get your ass up and hold my hand. Is what it's giving, you know. So obviously, to me, I would definitely have went after Shanquella before going after Dejanay. But I'm not gonna call Dejanay like literally ugly. Like, I don't think she's an ugly girl, but I think that she has a very ugly spirit. Like, absolutely a very insecure person. She feels ugly, so that's what she exudes. You know, when somebody feels beautiful, they'll exude what Shanquella would exude. Shanquella was a beautiful girl, you know, so that's what she gave, confidence. She was confident in who she was. So she was confident in how she dressed. She was confident in her hair. She was confident in her makeup. She was confident in all those things, and that shows. It shows when a person is confident. And it also shows when a person is insecure. It does. It absolutely does. Insecure people don't like to show their shape, you know, and stuff like that. So they'll wear bigger clothing so that they can hide their shape, you know, and you know, stuff like that. You know, that's insecure. You know, that's not showing security, you know. But somebody that's secure don't mind showing their shape, you know, big, small, in between, you know, they don't mind it, you know, because they're confident. You know, they know they look good, you know, so they're not worried about what you think. They're too busy worried about what they think. And I think that could have been one of her problems with Shanquella, is that Shanquella didn't care what she thought. Like, girl, I don't care what you think. I'm fine. You tried it. And, you know, she's not giving that. Dejanay. She ugly and she know it. That's what she's giving. All of my friends are always, then stop being an ugly friend. You need to go hang around some trans renas and some girls, some green fleas, you know, and stuff like that. Girl, you need to go hang around some ugly people. You know, some people that ain't got it no more. It's what, girl, you need to go hang out with some people that used to be cute, like was cute in their 20s, but now they're in like late 30s, early 40s, early 50s, and they're not giving anymore. Like, you need to start hanging around some people that you feel like you look better than. Yeah. Start hanging around some booger wolves. That's all you gotta do, girl. And then you get to walk in the room. You get to be Beyonce. And then you get to be Beyonce. Well, now you're about to go to jail. So now you're about to be, because now when you go to jail, you'll feel it. You will feel it. When you go down there in the Mexican prisons, girl, El Caliente. Girl, they go, girl. So you gonna go down there and see some ugly Not even for free. Not even for free. And the reason why is because we don't have anything to discuss. I don't feel like she's going to be honest. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that any of them will be honest. I think right now it's survival of the fittest. Dog eat dog. So they're all gonna say whatever makes them look good. Makes them look good. And if she was smart, she wouldn't interview at all. Especially with the FBI getting involved now, I wouldn't say a word. I wouldn't say nothing but to nobody but to the police. Now, after everything is said and done, if she comes out as innocent or something like that, or these injuries, blah blah blah, didn't have anything to do with it, blah, 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 then her interview, that's a little different, But as long as these allegations are out there, if I was her, I wouldn't say a word. Now with the police getting involved and stuff like that, I don't give a damn how much somebody offering. Like, yeah, no, what's the worth if you can't spend it? What is that gonna be, commissary? Because commissary work different in Mexico. It's not the same as it is here. Up here, they keep track of it. In Mexico, you pretty much got to spend it all the same day. Otherwise, it's a wrap. Type of situation. They don't play down there. So, but no, honestly, I just, because I know most people would do it for clout. I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm really not one of those people. I would rather be over here basic, doing, what we normally do to get the numbers that we get, than to align myself with somebody that I don't feel like is being honest. And then I don't feel like, because she would have to show face. Like, if I was gonna consider it, she would definitely have to show face. She definitely would, because we need to know that it's you. A lot of them I feel are guilty, so I feel like if they did interview, they're not even gonna want to come on camera, and stuff like that. But just so that the people knew that it's real, because we don't have time for all of these trolls that are going around. So, but I'm gonna ask all of the hard questions. I'm not gonna be fake. I am gonna hold her accountable, and I'm gonna tell her she's ugly. What about it? I'm gonna tell her all of that. I'm gonna be like, yes, I said you were ugly. Let's get that out the way. Do you have a problem with that now? Like, do you want to argue about that right now, or do you want to argue about that later? It's up to you. It's up to you. But we can get that on about the way. Yes, Fraggle. I said that about you. I did. From the inside out, you ugly. You're Uggs. Like, what about it? Girl, hurry up. Now, why for come did you end that girl life? Well, actually, I wouldn't even say that. My only real question before I would be like, do you think what you did was the end result in what happened to her? Because that's the question of the year. If you ask me, if you're going to ask her any question, why did y'all tell the truth? Why didn't y'all tell the truth? Or why did y'all feel the need to say it was alcohol poisoning, knowing that it was not alcohol poisoning? Like, why? Why didn't any of you stay behind with her body to at least see what was going to go on with it? Or, I would, all my questions would be real questions. Because, they would be real questions. What had you so angry? Like, what, in somebody like her, Shanquella, who seemed like a very easy to get along with type of person, what made you so angry that you felt like you needed to do what you did to her? Like, what? And then I was like, well, why, once you noticed that she did not want to be physical with you, why didn't you stop? And not only why didn't you stop, why, for come, was you trying to fight that girl again? And then I say, did you fight her again? Because remember, that camera went off, both of them. So when those cameras cut off, what happened? What happened? Was that it? Did she walk out the room? Did you get some more licks in? Did you stump her some more? Because her energy was that she was wanting to fight her again. It was like, get up, type of situation. Like, get up, let's do this again. Type of, this time swing, is what it was giving. So, yeah, I mean, just real questions. That's pretty much it. If you could have a conversation with her, if she came up to you and said, why, what would your answer be? Like, what would you tell her? What would you tell her if she just came up to you like, why did you do that to me? Why? Why didn't you come check on me? If I can interview anybody, I would want to interview Khalil. Out of all of those people, I really don't care about what nobody has to say besides Dejanay to a certain extent and Khalil. I really don't care about anybody else. I feel like all of them should go to jail. But Khalil is who I would like to interview. the best friend. All my questions are for him. Like, we could go toe to toe. Like, he is, if I could interview any of those people, I would interview Khalil. I would want to talk to him bad, like badly. I would love to have a conversation with Khalil. Absolutely. Let's do it. I don't really care to speak to Dejanay. I usually don't talk to murderers. But I mean, it is what it is. But Khalil, he holds the key. He knows everything. Did you set her up? Why would you record her fighting? Why didn't you protect her? Why didn't you stop the fight? Are you romantically involved with anybody that was on the trip, especially Dejanay or Winter? Because it seems as if him and Winter may have had, So, but yeah, I would have a lot of questions for Khalil. That's who I would want to talk to. I would want to talk to him. Yeah. Y'all let him know if y'all, y'all just so happen to come across one of his pages when I'm real. Yeah, I would want to talk to him. Absolutely. Tell him to hit me up. We could definitely have a conversation. That's who I want to talk to. But anybody else, I really don't care. I thought Khalil was gay. To a certain extent, I thought the same thing. But then, because I was thinking the same thing, it's like, okay, well, he's a decent looking person. Shanquella's beautiful. Like, were they dating? And from what I got, it was like, no, there was no interest or anything like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So was he there with like a dude? Because I heard that him and Malik, was there together. And I also heard that that's why he felt like it was a one-on-one with Shanquella and Dejanay, because Dejanay is a trans and Shanquella cis. So I guess to him that was a fair fight, because one identifies and one is. Right? I don't know. But yeah, I heard the same thing too. And then I heard that he's not gay, he's straight. And then I heard that Khalil is straight, that Khalil is not gay, that it was rumored that either Winter or Dejanay was supposed to be kicking it with him. And, but they said, I don't know. So, but yeah, sexuality bound, I don't know what these people's sexualities are. But yeah, I did hear that at the beginning. I'm like, oh, well, is he gay? Lord, they say he about the straightest storm. I cannot slay. NC residents confirmed that Dejanay just had a baby. Okay. So Dejanay, she is, I said, ain't nobody about to just, but I got to confirm that too, not photogenic girl. Send that to me. We need to see her pregnant. I don't want to see the baby. I want to see her pregnant. I want to see her pregnant. I need her months inside of the photograph. Absolutely. In Cabo, Mexico, re-examine why her friends flee family peace and tell the truth. And if they aren't videos, the villa turned it in. We have a part 2 that we're going to be doing tomorrow, because we're going to go live about this again tomorrow. Every time we get updates, because there's more information that I'm waiting to update, we're going to go live about certain things. I just want to, it's just so much to the story that I don't want to overwhelm the audience. So I just like to talk about certain things at a time, just so we don't like overwhelm. And because it's a very overwhelming story. So many different sides. It's so many different stories. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. If all these blurry videos got to go, show us everything. Who is being protected? I don't know. They're protecting Dejanay and Winter. That's who's being protected. Because I hear that Malik and Alice, the other 2 people that were there, they weren't close to her. They weren't close to Shanquella. Like, they knew of her, but they weren't like cool with her. Like they weren't like friends with her, and whatnot. And then Winter, from what I've been told, is cool with Alice. Like, and as you see, Dejanay and Winter were cool. So it's like Shanquella was the oddball out, from what I'm gathering, allegedly, within the friend group. Winter would have been the popular friend, like in the group, meaning well liked. But Shanquella, not so much. Not so much. Dejanay had a problem with her, and so did Winter. So since Winter and Dejanay both had problems with Shanquella, from what is gathered, what is being gathered, that Alice may have been team Dejanay and Winter. Mm-hmm. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. So it's like they were all trying to protect them because, again, Alice didn't put her hands on Shanquella. Neither did Khalil. Neither did Malik. I don't know about Nazia because he's talking about he was in there rubbing on her and all of that. That's weird. Playing music basically for a corpse, rubbing on her, and all weird. So I don't know about him. He's weird. He's weird. And Dejanay and Winter were the ones, that put allegedly hands on, the girl, on Shanquella. So if anybody's being protected, it will be the ones that put their hands on her. So again, none of the people that weren't involved with the physical altercation had reason to lie besides protecting Dejanay and Winter. I mean, and themselves. Because at that point, I'm sure all of them were shook. Like if they come here and she done passed away because of this, and blah, 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 all of us in trouble. Because they would be. All of them would be in trouble, especially not telling the truth immediately. The police call should have been, we don't know what's going on with our friend. So something's wrong with my friend. She's not responding. That should have been the initial 911 call. From what I gather, they told the police on the initial 911 call that it was alcohol poisoning. So they called with a reason. They called saying like, we know, what's wrong with her. And that wasn't what was wrong with her. It wasn't. Because if they would have told them that girl was beaten, then they could have treated her, for such. But at that point in time, it was too late. Because when the ambulance or first responder or doctor, whatever came in the room first, tried to resuscitate her, it was too late. Meaning she was already gone. So she died while in their care. She didn't die in the hospital. She died in that villa. That's where she passed away. Absolutely. Shout out to Happy Love. He kept saying he touched her because his DNA is all over her. Watch and see. Oh no, absolutely. Hopefully it ain't none of it in her. Because of course he had to jump online to try to protect himself. Oh, absolutely. Now that the story done changed, thank you for the super sticker. Now that the story done changed, he got to come forward and make sure, he good. Because the story's changed now. It's only a conspiracy until people speak. That's it. So it's a conspiracy because we don't have the stories. So you best believe now that they're all divided, because they're not a united front anymore. They were a united front that night because they were all there. They're not united anymore. They're all separate in separate places. And when the FBI do snatch them up, which they will be, for questioning and whatnot, oh, you best believe every story is going to change. Every story. Just like the stories were already changing with the mother when she would talk to different people from that night. Their stories were changing. Their stories were different. One person said this, and the next person said that. Like one person said a friend found her slumped over the toilet. Then another friend said that the maids found her, and then the other person said that Khalil found her, and then the other person said. So I'm sure there's a lot that because they're not together anymore to hold the story together. So now that they're separate, well, it won't be a conspiracy for long. It won't be. It's a conspiracy now because most parties have been being quiet. But when they come forward, oh yeah. That's just for now. Yeah, it's a conspiracy because there's not much information besides what has been displayed. But once they come forward and they start telling their stories and whatnot, then people get to start connecting dots and, things like that. Yeah. So yeah, for now, yeah, I agree. It's a conspiracy for now. But I think the FBI is going to start to collect them around the holidays. I think the FBI is going to start collecting them as soon as they find out about those injuries. If they can connect those injuries onto the reason that Shanquella passed away, that's when they're going to start pulling people in immediately. They're not going to waste no time. And I think that there's certain information that the FBI has to wait from Mexican police, from the Mexico police. So once they get that information, and then they put their information with what they have, which is the autopsy report and that fight from the video, and be able to see like what could this do this type of situation, then yeah, that's when they're gonna start kicking in doors, pretty much. And yeah, that's when they react. But as of right now, there's an investigation, that has to be done. They don't get to just skip steps. Oh, we see the video, arrest her. Again, they do not know if the injuries sustained by that physical altercation is the reason that Shanquella is not here. They have to be able to prove that. They can't just say it. Like, oh, that's the only logical explanation. Look, this happened and then that. Well, no. I mean, it could be other things. If they find out that, she actually passed away from an aneurysm, or something like that. Was it caused, or was the aneurysm already there? Type of situation. Was this an actual natural cause, or did this violence being hit in the head, the trauma and whatnot, censor this aneurysm to explode in this girl's head? Or something like that. They got to figure it out, though. I'm just giving an example. But they have to figure it out. They can't just assume. They can't go off of assumptions. They have to go off proof. In the court of law, you need proof. Innocent until proven guilty. So at this point, Dejanay is guilty of getting into a physical altercation with Shanquella, but she is not guilty of ending her life as of now. She is not guilty of that. She is not. Shout out to Yvette. She says justice for Shanquella. Absolutely, prayers to her. Yes. So they have to. There's things that they have to prove before they can just be like, okay, let's go get them. It does not work like that. Unfortunately, it does not work like that. But we will definitely see. Hold on, what's this? Shout out to my girl, Baby Shay. Exclusive. What is this? Is it going to be on here? Wait. Okay. Okay, y'all. Hold on. Look. Shout out to my boo, Baby Shay. Oh my God, I love her. Let me pull this up. So allegedly on the North Carolina beat. Is this North Carolina beat? Yes, the North Carolina beat. Join me tonight at 7:30 for an exclusive interview with Shanquella Robinson's dad, Bernard Robinson. You can watch here on Facebook, YouTube. Ooh, y'all, we can't watch it on YouTube if they're doing it on YouTube. We can't watch it on YouTube if they're doing it on YouTube. Because I ain't trying to get no copyright strike. I am not trying to get no copyright. So do y'all want to go on Station Head and listen to it? Because we got duped yesterday with an interview. But it looked like this one may be real because North Carolina Beat, they've interviewed them already. So at Gerald at the NCB. Okay. So yeah, okay. Gerald, father of Shanquella, Gerald Jackson. Okay, yeah. So do y'all want to go on Station Head and listen to it? Because we can go on Station Head. Yes, I can stream it on Station Head. I don't know if I can stream it on YouTube because I'm not trying to get no copyright. If they're doing it on YouTube as well, that is their property. So I just can't be like, I mean, I guess I could do it, but that's a lot. Okay, y'all saying yes, Station Head. Okay, we can do it on Station Head. We can listen to the whole interview on there, like uninterrupted. That's what I'm saying. I would rather do it on there because I know we're good. On YouTube, I don't know. because we can get flagged. Like, why? Because you know how people are. Oh, Sean Davidway's over there streaming your interview. Strike. You know, so nobody got time for that. So I will go on station head. Okay, it said it's at 7:30. What time is that? Is that Central Time? What's Eastern? Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Who is Bernard? Bernard is Shanquella's father. Bernard is her dad. This is Shanquella Robinson's father, Bernard Robinson, that is going to be interviewing with the Beats, with the North Carolina Beats. So it's worth listening to. You know, it's her father. You know, so yeah, I'm definitely interested in hearing anything that he has to say. I mean, he lost his daughter. I mean, how unfortunate. So it'll be 6:30, baby Shays, Central Standard. Okay, so it'll be 6:30. Okay, so that's in 1 hour. I'm gonna set up the StreamYard, the station head right now, and we're gonna go over to station head. Mods, if you have the link for station head, could you drop it in the chat for me, please? In the chat for me, please, please, please. And we're going to go over to station head, and we're going to listen to the whole interview from beginning to end. We're going to listen to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We're going to listen to the whole thing. We're going to listen to the whole thing from beginning to end. So, yeah, we'll listen to the whole thing, and we'll give our opinion on what we think. We're going to station head right now. We're going to station head in an hour because it's 5:30 my time right now, and it's 6:30 my time, Central Standard Time. So that's in 1 hour. And we've already been live for almost 3 hours. We've been live a while. So yeah. So do you guys, I need a little break. Yeah, I should take a little break and rest my throat. I've been over here talking for 3 hours. And rest my throat. So yes, okay. So the link is in the chat, right? Right. The link is in the chat, and yeah, we'll go over the station here. But tomorrow we will be back. There is other updates that I want to talk about, and when not again, it's a lot of information, so I don't want to just shove it down you guys' throat. I would rather us take time and take our time while doing it. And tomorrow I'm going to drop the link. So if you would like to come up and speak tomorrow, I would love to hear your opinion and what you have to say about the situation. I'm sure a lot of y'all have a lot on y'all chest that y'all would like to say about this. So tomorrow we will be dropping the link. We will drop the link. We'll probably do like an afternoon, morning show type of situation. And we will be dropping the link. So if you want to come up and let me know how you feel about this situation, I would love to hear your opinions. I'd love to hear from you guys. So I'm about to get out of here. We're about to go on station head. I'm going to put the link on the community and the time of us being live.
Fresh.